So we're recording this. I'll sort of trim it and then we'll put it up on the YouTube channel after we're done. Um, Thanks everybody for coming. So welcome to the Meet the Nominees meeting. Oh, here's Kurt. Hey, Kurt. So yeah, so this is we've done this the last couple of years. I think it worked. I think it worked well, and it's a good idea. So we will use this as an opportunity for the people who are nominated for the various positions on the ballot, which is will go active today and should be active through the just I think midnight on Friday before the annual meeting, which is next Saturday. And we have an email will go out to everyone. All current members will go out to everyone with a link to the ballot and a code to put in on the ballot to validate that it's a valid vote. There's no personal identifying information accessible to any of us that goes out on it, and then you can vote, make all your votes. So this is meant as a forum for the nominees to be able to make statements and also then people to ask questions of them. So let's just go ahead and start going through in the ballot order. If you're all ready, we can start with the board members can make statements. Liz, would you like to start?
Yeah, so I've served as a board member before. I think that was the first position that I served at Crashbase, and I would love to do it again because I care about the future of Crashbase and voting on things and deciding the future of the space. So I would happily be board member.
Okay, thank you. And next up, Josh.
Certainly. I've been nominated as a board member. I'm the current membership chair, which is an officer position. If I was elected to serve on the board, I would already have been present at most of the meetings that are arranged by the board. So that would not be a huge challenge for me to meet that commitment. I am not I'm not presenting myself as a preferred candidate. I think that we need a diverse board that represents a lot of members of the Crashbase membership pool in the community as well. So I think you should probably vote for another candidate for board, but I will serve if elected. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then finally, a new nominee, Rachel.
Yes. Hello. I think I know everyone on this call. If there's anyone here that doesn't know me, I'm Rachel. I've been involved in Crash Space for over a decade, on and off. I used to run a lot of events, and I'm kind of getting back into it again. And I would love to give back to the community and be more involved. And yeah, I've never held an office position, so I could totally I'd be more than happy to be on the board here and, help decide the future of Crash Space, contribute, and also increase the amount of women on the board too. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm excited to be nominated. So yeah, vote for me.
All right, thank you. So, any before we move on to the officer positions, any questions anyone has for any of the board candidates? Okay.
I have a question. How many open positions do we have on the board? Like,
For,
can all of them be elected in?
yes, we have three open positions on the board, and there are three nominees. So it's not a particularly competitive race this year.
I changed my mind. Vote for me. Infinite power.
I was expecting much more mudslinging.
Ah, no, we never have mudslinging. It's always very polite, but um,
It's fairly important that we have board members show up to the board meeting specifically, and having quorum is important. So yeah, I think everyone here usually shows up to most of those meetings anyhow. So
yeah. Okay, so if there aren't any other questions, we can move on to the officer positions. First up, we have president. So we have two nominees for president this year. So first up, the incumbent, Liz, would you like to chat about remaining president?
Yeah, so I have happily served as president for the past 2 years, and it's been great. And I love giving back to Crashbase and attending the events and welcoming new people to the space. However, I don't feel like I have to necessarily be president forever. So maybe it's time for new blood. I think Levi would also do a great job at being president. It's a lot about being social and welcoming, and introducing people to the space, and also attending to the needs of current members as well. So while I would happily do it again, I'm also totally fine with Levi being president. So that's the opposite of mudslinging.
It's so competitive, you're campaigning for your opponent. Okay. Well, then, Levi, would you like to chat about what you'd like to do as president?
Oh, that's so nice that I actually almost want to cry, but I promised my friends not to do it because it would really bum out the vibe here at the pool. Anyway, I think Liz would do a great job still. I trust in her. Anyway, I've been part of Crush like since 6 months into the space, and I actually do kind of get emotional like how much it's like helped my life. And if I get elected president, like I just want to keep just running events and networking for the space, like which I've been doing, I guess now for like 12 years. And I'm going to do whether or not I get elected as president. But yeah, like doing Coding Social, resurrecting Coding Social, doing all the video stuff that some people may think is of questionable value. But yeah, like that would, if I get elected, that's what I would just keep doing on behalf of the space. But if you think I'm not responsible or question my fashion choices, I understand. And I do trust Liz, and you should too.
Okay. Thank you for that. Very good. Okay, so the next position on the ballot is vice.
Question.
Oh, well, I was going to hold the questions for the candidate, but
Okay.
if there's anybody who has questions for either Liz or Levi, please go ahead and ask them.
I was curious. Like I know Levi. I know that you're like you work out of town a lot. Wondering how much you're actually planning on being in LA the next year.
I'm in LA about 70% of the time. So, I mean, for the board meetings, since those are remote anyway, I would just be doing that from Santa Cruz or wherever I happen to be in the field. I've never been anywhere for work where I don't have internet. So that's something I have thought about. And I'm also, as I said, like willing to, because I'll be here probably like at least 3 out of the 4 Tuesdays out of the month to host the member meetings in person. So it is a real consideration, but that's what I'd be able to do. There'll probably like about 1 Tuesday out of the month on average, or I might be out of town. So, but yeah, Barb brings up a but I have told my colleagues in Santa Cruz that they might come out, so, but they know. They know this is important to me.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Let's move on. Vice President, Barb, would you like to talk?
Sure. I'm Barb. Am I the only one on for vice president?
Yes.
So yeah, vote for me. I've been vice president a few times before. Been a member of Crashbase since 2014. I have a lot of experience with education and making of whole lots of different things and lots of different kinds of events and stuff. And I am interested in making sure that we have more fun events and stuff, and an embroidery machine. Plus, I'm excited for our new equipment contributions and what that can do, what we can do with that.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Barb?
I'd like to hear just quickly what new equipment contributions there are going to be.
Well, we've got, I don't know, maybe Steve should talk to this. Laser cutters.
I mean, this is off topic. We can talk offline.
No, this is.
No.
If you'd like to, Steve, if you'd like to sort of cover that aspect because it's more in your wheelhouse as facilities chair.
Yeah, well, the big one will be the big Sammy Camcar laser that we are bringing in, and we want to bring in welding facilities, some more sheet metal work, as well as Barb, do you have the list ahead on you? I don't have the list. We're going to bring in some more tools like better Dremels, rotary tools. Was there some other stuff, Barb, that you might be aware of? Are we getting a new sewing machine? Is that on the list?
I think we're okay on sewing machines. I have a specific embroidery machine that I'm going to send. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, Sam, thank you.
Let's pull this up.
When you said welding, like MIG or TIG welding, or sorry, I can't open up the back.
That would be able to a combination welder that will be able to do MIG, TIG, and plasma cutting too. Yeah.
Part of that also is building out the
shipping
container.
Yeah.
The container to be able to be a workspace as well.
Right. That's the major obstacle right now.
Cool. Any other questions for Barb? Okay. Next up is CFO. Kurt, would you like to give a statement?
Sure. First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a terrible connection because I'm up in the mountains. That's why I'm not running my video. It caused everything to collapse. Anyway, I've been CFO for a number of years. We still have money and we're still solvent, which is great. I would welcome anybody else being CFO, but since I'm the only one on the ballot, that's it. But so rather than saying how great I am, what I would ask is that just because I'm CFO, if someone else is interested in helping Crash by, checking with its financial position, I do welcome this because it's always good to have a backup, and there are, other positions that are available helping with finances. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. You've had a great one.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Kurt? Yeah, we have sort of consolidated all the financial stuff into CFO, but there's room for a treasurer position for sure, and certainly a whole sort of finance committee. So there's room for lots of people to be involved, helping out with the money aspect of things. But that's at the moment we've got Kurt on as CFO. Okay, next up, Secretary Sean.
Yes, hello everybody. I think most people know me here. I've been a member since 2015. I've been secretary for the last 2 election cycles. I've been managing things. I've been running the board meetings. I think I'm doing all right. So I am happy to continue in this capacity, to continue with the paperwork, keeping Crash Spaces government forms all in order, as well as some of the new things that are coming down the pipeline with investment policy. And likewise, if there's anyone interested in the position, I'm always happy to help work with somebody, but also happy to continue serving as secretary.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Sean? I'd just like to underscore the secretary is kind of the key position in the organization because they are effectively the interface between us and the government and all those sort of entities that basically Sean is Crash Space. So it's important. He's been doing a great job, and it's important that that continues. Somebody continues as secretary doing a good job and being diligent with all of the paperwork and all that stuff. Not that there's a ton of it, but it is a very important position. Okay. Next up is membership chair, Josh.
Yes, hello. Joshua Truitt. I'm going to speak, I think, to the future and posterity of this recording, since I think everyone here knows who I am and what I do. Very quickly, I'm one of the original members of Crashbase, one of the first 20 or so people. I was at the original meetings where we were planning what to do at Intelligentsia Coffee and the planning meetings at the Overland Cafe. I've been serving as the membership chair for 2 years now, and I would like to continue at this position, which I think I've done good things in, and I think I've helped smooth out and streamline the membership process and make it a little easier for people who need to change details of their membership or become new members. I've worked hard to make sure that we have good organization. The crashbase.org Google Drive now has a membership section, which has all the information I've been working on. This can be passed on to someone who succeeded me, or it can be continued to be used to organize the Crash Space membership chair details and files, everything all in one place. I think keeping things organized and making sure that people know where it is pretty important going forwards. I'm also continuing to work on other things that improve the membership experience. I've kind of show up at most of the meetings, and I take note of things that people are asking about or complaining about, and I try to make sure to interface with the president, vice president, as well as facilities and virtual plant to make sure that they hear the things members are talking about. It's not necessarily an official duty, but since I think making sure it's a smooth process for people to be in the space is important to keeping people around. That's part of my retention ideas. And also I'm trying to make sure that people who come to the space have a good experience when it's their first time at the space as well. So I usually show up at the meetings that we advertise as the open house meetings as well, to see how people are reacting to their first look at the space. I think that I will be able to serve and serve well in the coming year, and I hope you vote for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Any questions for him? Okay. And then the last position is a facilities chair, Steve.
Oh boy, last position. Vote for Lester for facilities. That's our new motto. Is Lester's a homeless guy who picks up the trash around the building. So we're having a write-in campaign for Lester. But seriously though, more not really. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun new stuff going on over the next year at Crash Space, and we're also going to actively be looking for a co-facilities chair because it's a big job and a lot of stuff has to happen. So so if you vote for me, write in Lester also.
Yeah, we don't have a write-in space on the ballot,
so you'd be so disappointed.
But Stephen has been empowered to actually impanel his own facilities chair, committee. So anybody who wants to help out is more than welcome to do so.
Yes, bring your hammers and hydraulic jacks and paint and everything else, and electrician tools. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Vote for Lester.
Any questions for Steve? Okay, and then just out of completeness, any questions for anybody, running or not? Anybody present at the meeting? Okay. Well, I think that then wraps up what we needed to do here today. Thank you everybody for coming.